Welcome to Fabulous Fayette Realtors. This is it. I'm Cynthia Bruce, and I'm here at Lake Peachtree Spillway with Tim Moret.
Hey, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
He is with Code and Enforcement, so let's not play with him. Now, first of all, mark your calendars for November the 5th. We will have a 3-hour CE class on Code of Ethics. On November the 7th, we will have a free 3-hour CE class on games houses play. And last but not least, on November the 12th, we will have our general membership luncheon. So please make sure to go to www.fayetterealtors.com to sign up. Now, Tim, can you tell us about those signs that we put on the ground and they might be taken off?
Well, let's talk a few minutes here about the sign ordinance in Peachtree City and as it relates to real estate. We'll start out with the directionals like you and I are holding. Good directionals that we're allowed to use are the brown and buff standard directionals that are available from your board of realtors. It's my understanding that she orders them in bulk, so you guys can get them then on a discount that way. They are the signs that are allowed in Peachtree City. Signs such as this or this, these are not allowed in Peachtree City. All right, anything that's other than the brown and buff open house, house for sale, house for rent sign would not be allowed. Code enforcement will pick those up, throw them in the back of our truck, and move on along about our business. Our code says we don't have to give you any warning.
Right.
If you'd like to identify your sign, the only thing you can do is put your name and number across the bottom of the sign, just so it's not legible from driving down the street. It can be legible if I walk up to it or whatever, but not driving down the street, because anything added to the sign would be considered advertising. These signs are considered directional signs. They're intended to direct people to your listing. All right, adding an address, adding a real estate agency or whatever, that's considered advertising, and we would pull the sign right away.
So make sure that you keep it to that big of a wording. And again, these are the good signs.
And these are the bad signs. And this is not an all-encompassing.
Yes.
All right? Don't add balloons to them. Don't put streamers on them. Okay? Also, these signs cannot be within 200 feet of our state highways 54 and 74. I realize that makes it difficult for a few of our subdivisions, but that's the rules that are in place. It's actually a state law that Peachtree City has codified, and we have the wherewithal to actually enforce that ordinance. Okay? If you want to advertise your listing, put your company out there, that can be done on your listing's property. All right? On the property, you can have up to 16 square feet, up to 5 feet high. What color, it doesn't matter, everything like that. The big issue is these directionals that are out on the road. Okay, please keep them approximately 5 feet from the curb in case somebody has to pull over or whatever, that kind of a thing, and they're not running over them.
Right.
Okay. If we get a sign that you've spent a lot of money on and you really, really want it back, we'll keep them in our vehicle for a week or so before we throw them in the trash, right? But to get it back, it's the cost of a sign permit, which right now is $120. So is this sign worth $120 to you?
Make sure we get them at the board, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Remember that we still have Christopher Ratco ornaments for sale, and on November the 14th, we have the Friendsgiving for the Women's Council of Realtors. Thank you so much for tuning in, and now you're in the know. I'll see you in 2 weeks.